What it do is good, YouTube OD, back with another 2K banger video today, man. Today we got a very fun video where I'm going to be randomly changing the overall for one player on each NBA team. Let me show y'all how it's going to work. So I got the random number generator website up today. And as you know, there are 15 players on an NBA roster. So I'm going to be putting in 1 out of 15 here, clicking generate, and I'm going to be getting 6. So 6 is going to indicate the player on the roster. So in this case, the 6th player is going to be Jaime Jaquez Jr. Now back to random number generator, it's going to be 60 out of 99. And this is going to determine the overall. So the first spin is for the player on the team. The second spin is for the overall. Jaime Jaquez Jr. in this case would have to drop down to a 67 overall. I'm doing this with one player on every single NBA team and see what kind of changes in the NBAs. We could be getting some really bad players jumping up to a really high overall. So let's get into it. So the first team on the list is going to be the Philadelphia 76ers. Okay, so 1 out of 15 for Philly. We're going to be getting player number 4, and then I'm going to be spinning for 60 to 99. We'll see who player number 4 is. I'm not too sure off the top of my head. 60 to 99, and that player is going to be jumping up to a 94 overall. So let's go see who that is. Back in 2K, and you see we got Kelly Oubre is the 4th player. So Kelly Oubre is going to be jumping up to a 94 overall. Oh my goodness. So Philly lands Kelly Oubre, who's going to be coming in as a 94 overall, playing next to Joel Embiid at the power forward position. That is deadly. You see how this video is going to be fun, bro. It definitely is. Okay, moving on to the next team, Milwaukee Bucks. See what we can do with Milwaukee. 1 out of 15, it's going to be player number 6, and the overall is going to be an 81 overall. Okay, there's going to be teams who don't get that much of a change. There's going to be teams that get a big change or maybe nothing. So it's all about luck in this video. So I'm sorry if your team doesn't get a big change. Gary Trent Jr. is going to be going up 3 overalls to an 81 overall. So, I mean, that helps the Bucks out a little bit. He's going to be able to come in here and be just a little bit better than he is now. I'll take that if I'm a Bucks fan. Okay, moving on to Chicago. 1 out of 15. Player number 6, once again, for the Bulls. And 60 to 99, it is going to be a 98 overall. Oh my God. Who on the Bulls is getting Jalen Smith? Is gonna be a 98 overall. What a random ass player. Best center in the NBA, 98 overall for Jalen Smith. Are you kidding me? Jalen Smith immediately comes in and is going to be one of the best big men in the league, right up there with Jokic as maybe the best big in the league. But now, does this make the Bulls contenders? Having an absolute elite center coming into the roster? I definitely think it could. We gotta get his shot tendency up in the 90s. We're off to a really, really good start to the video. This is so fun for me. I love doing videos like this. Okay, next team up is going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers. 1 out of 15 for the Cavs is going to be player number 9. And then 60 to 99, we're going to be getting overall 79 overall for the 9th player. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Dean Wade is going to be going up 4 overalls to a 79. So again, not the most significant jump up, but it is a jump up nonetheless, and it does make the Cavs better. So you do see now here Dean Wade just improves just a slight bit. We haven't got any negative ones yet though, so that is a good sign that we haven't got anybody who's dropping significant overalls. Everyone has just been an increase. Up next, we got the Boston Celtics. This could be like a make or break for the Celtics here. 1 out of 15 for Boston. Let's see what we get. Player number 10. So a deep bench piece for the Celtics could be getting an overall spike. Let's see, 60 out of 99. And Boston gets their 10th player up to a 92 overall. 7, 8, 9, 10. Nemes Queta is jumping up to a 92 overall. Queta, bro. Queta's a 92 overall. What kind of world are we living in? The Celtics have a true stud center, and oh my God, look at this starting lineup now. You got Porzingis coming off the bench. The Celtics might have won the championship already. I'm not going to lie. They have 4 90s on the team. Okay, next team up is going to be the LA Clippers. 1 out of 15 for the Clippers, and we're going to be player number 12. 60 to 99. Let's see what we get, and we're going to be getting a 94 overall. What is going on in this video? We're just getting 90 overall spikes. 12, 13 is going to be Kobe Brown on the LA Clippers is going to be one of the best power forwards in the NBA, jumping up to a 94 overall. All these teams are just getting great players, bro, which is insane. Get that man's shot tendency up. He's got to shoot the ball more. I'm also going to be changing badges too, but I'm not going to show all that. So Kobe Brown now immediately comes into this LA Clippers team. They got James Harden, Norman Powell, Kawhi Leonard, and Kobe Brown and Zubac. That's actually one of the best starting lineups in the NBA. Watch out for the Clippers in the simulation. All right, Memphis up next, and we're going to be getting player number 14. It seems like we haven't got a top player yet, just a bunch of bottom of the bench guys. 60 to 99. Let's let's see what we're gonna get. And we're gonna be getting 68 overall. So unfortunately, the Grizzlies get the first negative impact of the video. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Lamar Stevens, unfortunately, you're gonna be getting dropped down to a 68, buddy. I'm sorry. Grizzlies fans, that's real unfortunate. But hey, that's the point of the video. Stuff like that is gonna happen. Okay, Atlanta Hawks up next. 1 out of 15. We're gonna be getting a player number 10. 60 to 99. We're gonna be getting 93 overall for the Hawks. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my god, we have a 93 overall Vit Krejci. Vit Krejci gets the overall spike like he's playing in the Euro League. But now Vit Krejci comes in here and he's gonna be one of the best players in the NBA at a 93 overall, giving Trae Young some true help. Let's see what Vit Krejci's stats are, bro. Yeah, he's got a 99 3 ball for Vit Krejci. He's gonna be an absolute sniper. Miami Heat 1 out of 15. It's going to be player number 2. And the problem is when you get these 87 overall players like this, there's a higher chance you get worse than get better. So let's see what Bam's overall changes to. And Bam goes up 8 overalls. I just feel like we should not be getting this good of luck. Bam Adebayo is going up to a 95 overall. So Bam's going to come in here and he's going to really try to put on the backpack for this Miami Heat team. Bam, get your shot tendency up, buddy. All right, Charlotte Hornets 1 out of 15. We're going to be getting player number 7. And then 60 to 99, it's going to be a 65 overall. So the Hornets, just bad luck continues. 5, 6, 7. Josh Okogie, you are dropping 12 overalls. I'm sorry, Josh Okogie. You are dropping to a 65 overall. I feel like the bad teams just always get unfortunate luck in these. Moving on to Utah, 1 out of 15, player number 10. 60 to 99, it's going to be a 96 overall for player number 10. Is going to be Bryce Sensabaugh, is going to be jumping up to a 96 overall. Bryce Sensabaugh goes up 20 overalls. And now this Jazz team has an absolute stud at small forward. And now Laurie, Sexton off the bench. This is low-key a deep team. Watch out for the Utah Jazz. The Kings are the next team up. We're going to be getting player number 3 here. So that's probably going to be a Levine or a DeRozan or something like that. So let's see, 60 out of 99, and they're going to be dropping down to an 81. So this is going to be Zach LaVine, and unfortunately, Zach LaVine is going to be getting worse, down to an 81 overall for Zach LaVine. Maybe like year 2 Zach LaVine, year 3 Zach LaVine. He's still going to be in the starting lineup, but makes them worse, unfortunately. Sorry, Zach. All right, New York Knicks is up next, and we're going to be player number 7 for the Knicks. And the overall for the 7th player is going to be a 75 overall. And that will be Precious Achiuwa, dropping from an 80 overall to a 75. Kind of nerfs the Knicks a little bit, brings them down a couple overalls. They're still really good in the simulation. Okay, Los Angeles Lakers are up next. Will we find somebody to pair with LeBron and Luka? 1 out of 15 is going to be player 7 again. And the overall for player number 7 is going to be a 96 overall. It just keeps happening. 6, 7 is going to be Dalton Connect. Well, let's just say the Lakers are glad they didn't trade Dalton Connect, because now he's a 96 overall, and him, Luka, and LeBron are going to be a force in the Western Conference. 396 plus overalls. That's kind of insane. The Orlando Magic are up next, and we're gonna be getting player number 5 for the Magic, and the overall is going to be a 90 overall. So I just don't know, bro. This video is ridiculous. We just keep getting high overall players, and this time it's gonna be Wendell Carter going up to a 90 overall. I don't even have words to, like, usually like when you do these kind of videos with the random number generator, you just get horrible outcomes. We have just made every team pretty much better so far, except for a few, and we got a big 3 now with Franz, Paolo, and Wendell Carter. Just bolsters this Magic team up. Okay, Dallas is up next, and they really need some good luck, bro, as they trade away Luka Doncic. Dallas fans need luck. We're at player number 5, and please, random generator, bless the Mavs fans, because they've been going through it, and they're going to be getting a 90 overall. Okay, so back-to-back 90 overalls, which is crazy odds to think about, and PJ Washington is going to be the player jumping up 10 overall. So Mavs fans, I know y'all like y'all PJ Washington, bro, so now you got him at a 90 overall, and they want him to come off the bench. You know I got to fix that for y'all. PJ Washington is going to be starting at small forward. So now this is the new starting lineup for the Dallas Mavericks. It looks really, really nice. PJ is going to be really nice. Okay, Brooklyn next is the next team, player number 4 for the Nets. And let's see what overall they're going to be getting. And it's going to be an 80 overall for player number 4. And what are the odds of this? Player number 4 is 80 overall, D'Angelo Russell. I'm going to respin that because he literally landed on the same overall. I'm going to respin that. You might call this cheating. I might call it, I don't care. I'm not a Nets fan, so I could care less. 60 out of 99, and he's going to drop to a 68. Oh, wow. That's unfortunate. Nets fans, D'Angelo Russell fans, you're not going to see D'Lo in the video. He's not going to be in the rotation. I'm sorry. I should have just left him as an 80, but oh my God, they got to start killing Hayes at point guard now. I might have just ruined the whole Nets franchise. But that's what the video is for, to ruin franchises. Denver Nuggets up next, 1 out of 15, player number 7. And it's going to be a 90 overall for player 7. We just keep getting 90 overalls. And Peyton Watson is going to be getting that increase in overall jump at a 90. Shout out to Peyton Watson, who's going to be becoming a full-time starter now at the small forward position. So now this Denver team looks crazy. There's just so many contenders now in the NBA with all these changes. Like the Lakers jump up to contenders. This Nuggets team is now an immediate contender, adding another 90 overall. Okay, 1 out of 15 for the Indiana Pacers up next, player number 12. And then the overall is going to be an 84 for player 12. 12 is going to be Ben Shepherd. Okay, so Ben Shepherd actually going to be jumping up to, not Thomas Bryant, Ben Shepherd's going to be jumping up to an 80 overall for the Pacers. So shout out to Ben Shepherd. So now their starting lineup looks pretty evened out and their bench looks a lot better now. So shout out to the Pacers. Watch them. They could be sneaky good. Okay, spinning for the Pelicans are up next, player number 6. And the overall for player number 6 is going to be an 80 overall. Another situation where it's literally a tie. So we're going to respin like I did for Brooklyn. 60 out of 99. Jose Alvarado, who is going to be, and Jose Alvarado is going to jump up to an 88 overall. From an 80 overall, Jose is now going to be the starting point guard over DeJounte, I would say. They got DeJounte Murray off the bench, so he could low-key win 6th man of the year. This Pelicans team looks really nice now, adding another disgusting point guard on the team. But shout out to Grand Theft Alvarado for getting that overall increase. The West is just continuously getting better. Okay, 1 out of 15 for the Detroit Pistons, player number 2. So this is going to be probably Jalen Duren if I had to guess. So Jalen Duren, what overall are you going to be? A 93 overall. Jalen Duren turns into a superstar. 93 overall jump, Jalen Duren. He becomes the best player on this Pistons team, and he will become one of the best centers in the NBA now. How much will that move the needle for the Pistons? I'm not sure. Okay, Toronto Raptors up next. We're going to be player number 13 for the Raptors, and the overall for that player is going to be a 88 overall for 13. Okay, that's good value. 10, 11, 12, 13 is going to be Orlando Robinson, who's on a two-way. He's a two-way guy, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sign him for the rest of the season. We can release Garrett Temple, and then I can sign Orlando Robinson for the rest of the season. And now Orlando Robinson is going to be becoming an 88 overall for the Toronto Raptors. So he's going to be your new starting center. He did just start against the Heat the other night, and he actually didn't play too bad. So shout out, that is not Orlando Robinson 2K. All right, so I mean, this is for y'all Raptors fans. Raptors fans watching this, not a lot of people probably know about Orlando Robinson, but y'all do now. Okay, we're down to the last few teams. We got the Houston Rockets up next. It's going to be player number 9, and that player is going to be an 87 overall. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's going to be Steven Adams. So really a backup big is what they're going to need. They could run Şengün at the 4. Steven Adams is going to go up to an 87. Bringing it back to the old days where Steven Adams was a stud. They want Şengün to come off the bench. I can't have that. So I'm going to help y'all out. I'm going to run Şengün at power forward. And now Alperen Şengün and Steven Adams is going to be a dynamic big man combination. I'm telling you, bro, these West teams are getting really stacked. We got the San Antonio Spurs up next, player number 9 for the Spurs. And that player is going to be dropping down to a 65. 8, 9. Keldon Johnson is the unfortunate player who has to get dropped down to a 69 or 65 overall. So sorry, Keldon Johnson fans, Spurs fans. Keldon Johnson is no longer a part of your rotation, and he is officially a bum. The Phoenix Suns are up next, and we're going to be getting player number 5. So this is going to be a decent player, and that player's overall is going to change to an 81. Okay, for 5, it's going to be Nick Richards. So Nick Richards is going to be going up 2 overalls again. Doesn't really mean anything. He probably would have gone up 2 overalls in the regular season just by team chemistry. So Nick Richards, 81 overall. We got the OKC Thunder. This could be a really big time one, as we're going to be getting the last player in the roster, player number 15 for OKC. And his overall is really only going to go up from here. So let's see what it is. And it's going to jump to a 75. 13, 14, 15 is going to be Brendan Carlson. He's a two-way guy. I'm just going to give it to Dylan Jones because I know he's part of the active roster. So Dylan Jones is a 75 overall now. So he's not even going to get in the rotation, but this team is already overpowered in itself. Spinning for the Minnesota Timberwolves, it is going to be player number 11. And that player's overall is going to go down to a 67 overall. 8, 9, 10, 11. And Josh Minot, however you pronounce his name, Unfortunately, buddy, you are now a 67 overall. Portland Trailblazers are going to be up next, and it's going to be player number 5. And that player is going to be jumping up to an 88 overall. Okay. And in this case, it's going to be Jeremy Grant. So Jeremy Grant's best season, he was probably what, like an 85 overall? He's maybe 87. Now he's going to be an 88 overall, helping out this Portland team a lot. It's going to be jumping up as their best player, coming in as an 88 overall. Okay, so a W for Portland fans. We're moving on to Golden State. We got 2 teams left, Golden State and Washington. Let's see. It's going to be player number 3, which is probably going to be Draymond. Warriors, this could be big if Draymond jumps up to a 90 plus, and let's see what's going to happen, and he drops down to an 80. Yeah, so it is Draymond, and Draymond is going to be getting worse to an 80 overall, so not much movement for the Warriors, unfortunately. And the last team of the video is going to be the Washington Wizards. Let's see who we're going to get for the Wizards. It's going to be player number 6, and his overall is going to be a 64 overall. Damn. Corey Kispert, sorry, buddy. You are now unplayable, not in the rotation. One of the worst players in the NBA, Corey Kispert. And the Wizards just can't catch any more breaks. So all the overalls in the NBA are now finished. I'm really excited to get into the playoffs and see how that goes down. Let me make sure injuries are off. I'm going to sim to December 1st, and then I'm going to go to the trade deadline, and then All-Star break, and then I'll go to the end of the year. So let's see how these 20 games go. We're on the Miami Heat right now, so we'll see how they do with a 95 overall Bam. And they're not looking too good. 20 games into the season, 6-13. First game was a big time win right there. You see Bam going crazy. All right, we're going to take a look at league leaders 20 games into the season. And Steph Curry's averaging 36, bro. What? You see shade there. In the first player, I forgot about Jalen Smith. He's a 98 overall. He's averaging 31, 12. And he's shooting crazy efficient. Jalen Smith might be an MVP caliber player. You also see Bryce Sensabaugh here, 30-10 for Bryce Sensabaugh, absolute stud. Vic Krejci's going crazy for the Atlanta Hawks. I'm gonna get into all the stats and everything at the end of the year. Let's go to the trade deadline and the All-Star break and go over All-Stars and all that good stuff. All right, so we're coming up on All-Star break right here. And we'll see who we got for All-Stars. I'm assuming we're going to see some new names here on this. So we see here we got Jalen Duren, as you saw, as a 95 overall now, averaging a crazy stat line. We see Jalen Smith here as an All-Star as well. Bam Adebayo as an All-Star. And then everything else looks pretty normal. Going on to the West side of things, we have Kobe Brown as an All-Star, 26-10 for Kobe Brown. He's an absolute stud for the LA Clippers. Bryce Sensabaugh, you saw he was having a great season to start. He's an all-star. And Dalton Connect for the Lakers. So the Lakers have Dalton Connect, LeBron, and Luka as all-stars. They should be the favorites. Let's look at NBA standings to see what's kind of going on halfway through. New York is still the best team in the NBA. I told y'all, even though New York, the only thing they changed was, what was it? Precious Achiuwa went down a few overalls. They're still the best team in the league. This Knicks team is so good in the 2K Sims in year number 1. Boston up there is the 2 seed with Nemes Keita, averaging 20-10 halfway through. He's just holding it down for the Celtics. They needed a big man who's a stud besides Porzingis, and they found their answer. Atlanta with Vic Krejci's there, the 3 seed. Chicago is there. Jalen Smith at the 4. He's averaging 30-12, so he's carrying them as much as he can. Detroit with Jalen Duren definitely makes a difference. Now they're the 5 seed. Toronto with Orlando Robinson coming in here, averaging 19-9 for Orlando Robinson. So that makes them the 6 seed. Oh, I forgot Kelly Oubre was a 95 overall. So Philly is playing all right. Kelly Oubre is having 25-7. So they're like dead 500. They're just not good in 2K. Some of the worst teams in the NBA is like obviously Washington's still awful. Charlotte's still awful. Milwaukee's bad in 2K. They're 19-35, and Gary Trent's having a really, really efficient, good year. We take a look in the Western Conference here. Dallas is 48-8. This is going to be the team to beat, as PJ Washington is averaging 25-9. Like, this is for sure the team to beat. Like, they're always so good in 2K, and you just added PJ. Minnesota's looking really good as well, and the only thing that changed was dropping Josh Minot's number, and looks like they traded for Hachimura as well. LA is up there, 38 wins. They traded for Clint Capella and Mike Conley. And then some of the worst teams in the NBA, obviously Portland. Even with the Jeremy Grant increase in overall, he's averaging 25 a game, just doesn't translate to winning basketball. They're the worst team in the West. And then same with the Utah Jazz. Bryce Sensabaugh is a 96 overall. Unfortunately, they're still one of the worst teams in the NBA. Along with Houston, doesn't make much sense. And then we will check award races right now and see if there's any new guys. No, so MVP looks like it's going to be about the same guys. Jokic, Luka, no new guys there. The rookies obviously going to be going to Dalton Connect. I mean, he's averaging 27 and 8. Sixth man of the year. I told y'all DeJounte was going to win it, and he is leading it. DeJounte Murray, 17, 5 and 4. He's coming off the bench for Alvarado, who's an 88 overall. And the most improved player is going to end up probably going to Peyton Watson from the Denver Nuggets, as he's averaging 19 points and 6 rebounds for the Denver Nuggets. I'm just excited to get into the playoffs and see what's going to happen and see the matchups and start jumping into these games. And I'm going to see our boys at the end of the season, man, and see what happens. Okay, so season's a wrap, and we do see Luka taking home MVP. Dalton Connect wins Rookie of the Year, so they got back-to-back awards. Dude, he averaged more than Luka. Dalton Connect, 28 and 8 for Dalton Connect. Yeah, the Lakers could be contenders for sure. DeJounte Murray does take home 6th man of the year, average 18 points a game off the bench. Wemby is your depoy. Peyton Watson does win most improved. And Steph Curry's going to win clutch player of the year. And coach of the year is going to Dallas Jason Kidd, as they added PJ Washington at a 90 overall, and he's a stud. Okay, All-NBA first team. Any new names? We do see Bam. Wow, Bam made All-NBA first team. 97 overall for Big Bam. 25 and 12, 5 assists, steal and a half, block and a half. I love to see that, being a Heat fan. All-NBA second team. Another new name we see here is Jalen Duren, who averaged 26 and 14 for the Detroit Pistons. He's an absolute stud now. And then All-NBA third team, we do here see Jalen Smith, who averaged 31 and 12, arguably the best center in the NBA. And then Dalton Connect, you saw his stats. All defensive first team and all defensive second team. If you want to take a look, you can stop at any time you want to see the player you wanted to see. And let's see what teams are in the play-in playoffs and what teams aren't. Okay, so Boston jumps up to that 1 seed at the end of the year, tied with New York with Neemias Queta. Chicago is there, the 3 seed. Atlanta is there with Vic Krejci as the 4 seed. Kelly Oubre 76ers do jump up to the 5th seed. They were not good halfway through the year. Toronto there with Orlando Robinson makes it. And then the play-in teams are going to be Detroit with Jalen Duren. Cleveland, what happened to Cleveland? Okay, Dean Wade just got a little bit better for Cleveland, and he really didn't change. He is an 80 overall, but Cleveland is a play-in team. Indiana is a play-in team with Ben Shepherd at an 85 overall, who really didn't do much either. And then the last play-in team is going to be Orlando, who got the Wendell Carter increase at a 91 overall, averaging 13 and 8. And then teams that missed: Milwaukee missed, Miami missed, Charlotte, Brooklyn, and Washington. And then over to the Western Conference, we see Dallas obviously with PJ Washington, then Minnesota, who had no changes except they traded for Hachimura. They won 60 games, just shows how broken they are in the simulation. Los Angeles there with Dalton Connect. The Clippers there with Kobe Brown. He was an absolute stud as their best player, 26 a game. And then Denver there with Peyton Watson. OKC there with no changes. They're still just OKC as the 6th seed. And then the play-in teams are San Antonio, who didn't have anything done to them, but looks like they traded for Aaron Wiggins and Kenrich Williams, which tells me that OKC traded for Harrison Barnes. Okay, that's interesting. And Charles Bassey. So play-in team, Warriors are a play-in team, Pelicans are a play-in team with Jose Alvarado, who averaged 18 and 3 and 5. And then the last play-in team is going to be Phoenix, who added a little bit better version of Nick Richards. Kings missed, Grizzlies missed, Houston missed, Utah missed, and Portland missed. Golden State Warriors take care of the Spurs to be the 8th seed in the first round of the playoffs, or to be the 7th seed. As you see here, Curry and Jimmy Butler and an 80 overall. Draymond still giving them good production. So unfortunately, the New Orleans Pelicans get eliminated from the playoffs after a big game from Alvarado, big game from Zion, big game from DeJounte. They just weren't good enough. And to get into the 8th seed, Phoenix versus San Antonio, and it looks like the Phoenix Suns are going to take care of business right there. Cleveland made the 8th seed, beating Detroit. Unfortunately, Orlando could not make the playoffs. Indiana versus Detroit for the last playoff spot. Who is going to be getting it? And is going to be the Indiana Pacers. The Jalen Duren and Cade Cunningham Pistons get eliminated. Type in the comments down below right now who y'all think is going to win the NBA Finals. Who is the best team in the NBA? Let me know who made it this far in the video by typing in the comments. Let's go Jalen Smith. Type in the comments Jalen Smith if you made it this far. Okay, let's start simming these games. So we got some pretty good matchups, it looks like. Let's sim about 2 games here. I'll stop it here, and it looks like we got some 2-0 series. Okay, I'm gonna jump into any games that are game 7s, and let's see who the first team to get eliminated is. The Indiana Pacers, unfortunately. And we have two game 7s in the Eastern Conference. Okay, so Denver beats the Clippers in the first round in 6 games. So Peyton Watson coming up clutch, averaging 24 in that first round. Unfortunately, the Kobe Brown-led Clippers were not good enough. Okay, so Minnesota, you see here, takes care of Golden State in 6 games. And we have a bunch of game 7s to get into. So let's start with the Bucks versus the Raptors, which is going to be 98 overall Jalen Smith versus 89 overall Orlando Robinson, where the changes. So let's see what happens. Game 7, Jalen Smith could be getting eliminated here by the Toronto Raptors, and it absolutely looks like they are. They're getting dumped, and the Chicago Bulls are going to be falling short to Orlando Robinson. So you had the best player in the game in Jalen Smith, and he only averaged 25 and 11. I'm sorry, Bulls fans, y'all are just gonna be going through it, I swear. So the Toronto Raptors advance. Dallas beats Phoenix up here, as we all knew was going to happen. Next game 7 we got is going to be between the Sixers and the Atlanta Hawks. So 94 overall Kelly Oubre versus 93 overall Vit Krejci. Who will be coming out on top? It looks like Vit Krejci and this Atlanta Hawks team will be destroying the 76ers in 2 game 7s, 2 blowouts. Vit Krejci drops 45 points in game 7 and he hit 12 threes. Vit Krejci is on demon time. He averaged 36 in the first round. Kelly Oubre did average 27 in that first round, but not good enough to take care of Vit Krejci, bro. Okay, game 7, OKC versus the Lakers. Literally essentially the stock OKC team versus the 96 overall Dalton Connect Lakers. And it looks like the Lakers are going to be getting out of that round. Another game 7 blowout. That's unfortunate. I wanted to hop into one of these games. The Lakers drop 146 and Dalton Connect drops 40. LeBron drops 40. Oh my God. Dalton Connect averaged 38 in the first round. I might have to take that back. Dalton Connect might be the best player in the playoffs. That might not be Vit Krejci. Okay, so we got our round 2 matchups here. Some really, really good matchups. In the Lakers advance, they sweep Minnesota in 4 games. Dalton Connect is going crazy. This Lakers team is ridiculous, bro. Luka, Dalton Connect, and LeBron, you're not beating this team. Dallas takes care of Denver in 5 games. So Dallas versus Lakers in the conference finals. And in the Orlando Robinson-led Raptors fall short to the overpowered Knicks in 5 games. We do have a 3-2 series up in Boston. I'm going to simcast this one. Neemias Queta versus Vit Krejci in the semifinals to go to the conference finals. Who will be coming out on top? Can the Hawks pull this one out? The Celtics pull away in the 4th quarter. We got a game 7. Going into the 4th quarter, the Hawks have the lead by 8. Can the Celtics bring it back? It doesn't look like it. And the Atlanta Hawks are going to be advancing to the conference finals. They get past Boston. And from Derek White, he shot 1 for 12. And Vit Krejci in a closeout says, I'm like that. Drops 40. 11 threes. I hope we get a Vit Krejci versus Dalton Connect NBA Finals matchup. Okay, the conference finals are set. Let's see what happens here. Game number 1. What is going to happen? Lakers take game 1. Knicks take game 1. Tied at 1 series. Dallas up 2-1. Knicks up 2-1. Bro, respectfully, nobody wants to see the Knicks in the NBA Finals. They don't even have any fun players on their team. Atlanta ties it at 2s. Atlanta goes down 3-2. We have a 3-2 Dallas lead. 3-2 New York lead. Let's simcast it and see what happens. We have a very close game. 45 seconds left. 4-point game. I'm going to jump in. 45 seconds left. We got the Hawks inbounding. Vit Krejci in the corner on OG. ISO work. Vit Krejci to the rack. Pull up midi. Oh my God, he bricked it. Oh no, that was the shot. That might be the series right there. Vit Krejci just missed it. OG down to Brunson. Brunson goes up and he finishes that. That might be the game. No timeouts left. 11 seconds left. The New York Knicks are going to be going to the NBA Finals like every single simulation. Vit Krejci with a good look at it. He's going to miss, and that's going to be the game. New York Knicks, NBA Finals bound. Now Vit Krejci is like an all-time player for me, bro. I'm going to have to buy his jersey. We have a game 6, Lakers versus Mavericks. Let's see what happens here. Can the Lakers force 7? Or are the Mavs going to be going to the NBA Finals? I would like to jump into another game. Unfortunately, the Mavs pull away in the 4th quarter. They drop 160 points. Oh my God, Anthony Davis gets his revenge on the old team. So after randomly changing overalls, the NBA Finals is the same as every other 2K simulation. Mavericks versus Knicks. Mavs take game number 1. Towns goes for 50. PJ with a 20 piece. Game number 2 is a Mavericks victory. PJ Washington drops 43 and 16. Game 3 is a Mavericks victory. PJ Washington back-to-back 40-point games. Is he going to win Finals MVP? And oh no, the Knicks get game 5. Hold on. Can they get game 6? No, they cannot. And the Dallas Mavericks are your NBA champions. And PJ Washington is the Finals MVP, 28 and 11. So after randomly changing 1 overall for each NBA team, the Dallas Mavericks still come out on top. So Dallas, maybe it's good that y'all traded Luka. If y'all like this video, y'all want more videos like this, man, drop it a comment, drop a sub, and drop a like, and let me know how I can make these videos better for y'all. I'm always trying to improve the channel in every way I can. And I'm gonna catch y'all boys in the next one, man. Peace out.